Hello, hello, it's Carrie, So Much Glitter. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you guys are here. I'm gonna go ahead and look for myself in my live. I believe I found myself on my laptop. Welcome, welcome. I am going to join in on my other phone so I can look at the comments and join along. I did find myself everywhere. So happy Sunday, everybody. Thank you for joining. I am glad that you guys are here. I was not here last Sunday as I had bronchitis and I had no voice and I was wheezing. So I am much better now, and I wanted to celebrate the beginning of February. Like TGIF, thank goodness it's February. Hi, welcome Ellen. I'm glad you're here. I really wanted to celebrate February because I think January was a long, brutal month and a really rude awakening to 2026. So I want to do my part to be a bright spot in the crafty community with the rest of you and take part in some self-care because I think we all need it. So grab your favorite drink. I have my tea next to me. I have a LaCroix next to me. Come and gather around the craft table. And let's take part in some self-care. Hi Ellen, my name is Carrie. So I'm gonna go ahead and welcome everyone. And I'm going to put my link tree in here if you guys feel like you want to follow along on my crafty journey. Hi, who's your mama? I think I saw your name in another chat, but I don't remember if however you want to be referred to, I'm good with that. Okay, so let's join in on February. I'm going to start off with a positive quotation because I think we kind of really need that coming into this month. It's a short month, so that could be good news. That could, be bad news for some of us. Maybe it's a lot of pressure. Maybe it's a relief. Who knows, right? It could be like a little bit of a mixed bag for us. So I did choose today out of the book that I've been actually really enjoying from the used bookstore. Is motivation, because I think in February Debbie, okay, I thought it was Debbie, but I wasn't sure. Thank you. Who's your mama? I thought that we all need some motivation for this February 1st. And the good news is it is a full moon in Leo. So I am a Leo, so I'm going to embrace that. So the quote I'm going to start off with is, "One must not lose desires. They are mighty stimulants to creativeness, to love, and to long life." And I thought that that was perfect for today because we need to get into some motivation, some creativeness, and just start off the month with some good old-fashioned positivity. So I have my 2026 jar here in front of me, and these are all the good things that have happened to me. I'm writing one good thing or one positive thing for every week of 2026. And I did not have the greatest week last week because I was very sick. I had a very traumatic incident happen to me at work. So I've been trying to compartmentalize that and recover from that and just kind of dive into my creativity. I've had a lot of homework this weekend. It's just been kind of a whirlwind. So I'm going to start off with, let's see, just embracing the week, because I did start off last week very ill. I had to go to the doctor twice, but I am on the mend, so I'm very excited about that. And then as soon as I went back into work, being a social worker for adults is not an easy task for anybody. I did have a traumatic incident happen with a client and their family, so it took me the rest of the week, honestly, to process that. And I'm just gonna embrace that I did have some slow mornings this past week, and I'm gonna mark that as a positive. So I did enjoy slow mornings this past week. And I had to enjoy it from the comfort of my bed being sick, but you know what? I was able to take that time for myself and recover, so I was a little bit more able to deal with the traumatic incident that happened at work. And not everybody deals with things the same. I learned from coworkers and things like that. So that can be awakening as well, and that's probably going to shape my 2026 as well. Hi, Yolande. I'm so glad to see you. I did hear you pronounce your name on one of your videos, so I hope I'm saying it correctly. Yeah, it's really hard being a social worker for adults. You're equipped to deal with certain things, but when it deals with tragedy that they face, and you know, it's really hard. So I just kind of want to walk into this next week with a positive outlook and know that I did the best for my team that I could. And I think I present myself in leadership the way I would want to be led on a team, because that's kind of how I did start out. Not everybody believes the same way. Not everybody has the same philosophy, but that's on them, and that's their cross to bear, I think, at the end of the day. I do want to show a little bit of like show and tell, if you will, because January was supposed to be a low buy for me, and it was not, because I had time off for the holidays and I thoroughly embraced that. And I work right across the street from a Michael's and a Hobby Lobby, and like all of the good stuff is there. And then having, you know, extra time off, I was able to watch some extra videos and be like, hey, I think I might need that. That might be useful. So anyway, I did go to Michael's, and I went to Michael's yesterday because I did go to the hairdresser. So it was a Michael's in a different town than I normally go to. And they had the funnest napkins, I thought. These were not on sale, but these were $2.99. And I just thought that these were the funnest because I do have a book journal that I created on my New Year's Eve streamathon that I want to kind of elaborate with, and books that I've read this year and things like this. So I couldn't hold back with this. I'm not going to use these as napkins. I'm going to use them in crafting. Same thing with this. I found this on the way out the door. Of course I did. And I just thought this was a fun notepad. I could do card making, journaling. I could use it as a scratch pad, whatever I want. And Michael's still does have the $4.99 paper packs. I lost the word, sorry. So it's they have the $4.99 paper packs, and they are switching them out fairly regularly, I noticed, because these are different from my other Michaels, and they're different from the week and the few weeks before. So I did have a $15 off coupon that I had to spend, actually, because it expired yesterday. So I got this book club paper pack, and I'm just going to flip through it really quick. These are not double-sided, so that does become a little bit disappointing. But for $4.99, you know what? I'm not going to complain. I really like these, and I just think it'll go perfectly with the book things that I've purchased already, the things I have on hand. It'll just really add to like my crafting. I do not need another paper pack like I need anything else. I honestly, in this room alone, have 2 closets full of paper. So, but I couldn't help it. And now, because of TikTok, probably, the book trend and the book club trend is all over. And I can tell major retailers watch TikTok and Etsy and things like that, because there's a lot of faux food out, and I normally do purchase some faux food for my tiered trays on Etsy and things like that. So they're competing with the handmade market a little bit, but for $4.99, I couldn't not. So I purchased this, and I'm going to set this aside so I don't get it confused with the project that I want to do today. Yes, Yolanda, I do have a really difficult job. That's why I'm trying to finish my master's degree, so I have a little bit more freedom in my job and the difficulty that I take on. I do really like helping people and families and adults, and I think therapy is really important for a lot of people. So I got, this was brand new. I hadn't seen this before. This was also $4.99. So I love swans, especially around, oh, I did not open it yet, especially around Valentine's Day in February. I just think swans are so reminiscent, right, of the whole aspect of love. And it doesn't have to be love for, you know, a significant other. It could be love for children, family, self, whatever. But I really liked this pack. I thought that the texture in it was really neat, and it provided good, there was another, it provided good like diversity within it. Like, you know, I just think it was fun. There was another one right next to it that was already open that it looked like somebody was flipping through. So I flipped through that one really quick before I purchased this one. Yeah, the book trend is in full swing for 2026, whether it be because we need to disassociate from everything or because we need more enjoyment. I love reading. I did a video last week kind of in place of my live when I was getting better, and I introduced, I'm reading a cozy mystery. It's a Golden Girls cozy mystery. Because I finished my January book. So I'm trying to read one book a month. I'm not able to read more than that. I do have a few audiobooks going, and I don't know what's going on with the audiobooks, but I have the Gingerbread Bakery going on right now because I like the Lori Gilmore series. And it's like, you know, a little bit spicy, but not too spicy, just like, you know, a pepper and a half. But I cannot with some of those narrators. I just can't get on board with them, so I probably won't finish that one out. I did in 2025, at the end of 2025, start a new subscription, and I'm going to try not to show my address, but it's Found and Flowered. It's a pre-ordered subscription, so it is like $22. But it's like a quarterly subscription, so I like it, and it comes with its own very pretty paper pad. I loved it. I could not deny it for $4.99. This is basically for card makers, junk journalers, but this is like a crafty newspaper, if you will. And there's lots in here. There's actual, like, she writes you a letter. She handwrites on her receipt. I actually really like it, and I really liked this one that I got. I wasn't able to use the other one that I received in November. I just ran out of time, so it's kind of in my stash. But I really thought that this was perfect for card making, for journaling. There's lots of stuff you can use. You can read through it, see what resonates with you, use what you will, cut it apart, whatever. I really am impressed with this one, and there's lots of art from different areas, so I really like that. But not only does it come with this, it also comes with a bunch of goodies for junk journaling. Like, you know, just like a playing card, things that we would use. This is going to be, what, the year of the horse, 2026, so this little fortune pocket came with it, more playing cards, just a lot of fun little goodies. How you can make your own cootie catcher. I do not remember these being called cootie catchers in school, just they were called something else, I believe. We used to use these like in between 3rd and 6th grade. I remember on the playground making them before we went to recess, and then doing them at recess, but I don't remember calling them that. So little books from like different, or pages from different books, and I don't know, it's just fun stuff that we can use in journaling and card making and little projects that come in here. I really like it. I think I'm going to use it. I don't know if I'm going to use it today, but it's definitely on my radar. I might use a little bit of it today, but I wanted to really just kind of like get some creative flow going on. So I'm going to keep this aside. And I don't normally do a whole lot of master boards, but today I did want to do some master boards. And hi, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Sorry, I need to take another sip of my tea before my voice goes out. Gilmore Girls Yolande is one of my very favorite shows. Oh my goodness. Love it, love it. Been watching it since before my daughter was born, and that's what she grew up on. I love it. I hope you enjoy it. I've been binge watching Schitt's Creek too all weekend just because of the tragic news. I love that too. I think Moira sometimes is my spirit animal, with all her other fabulous characters, and she's just generally was a great person, I think. Okay, from what I saw, like I didn't know her personally, but I have some old calendars that I probably have a few old calendars. One of them I'm saving. This one I'm kind of saving, but I think there's enough in it to where I can do a master board with it. So you can use like an old calendar page. I had a Gilmore Girls calendar in 2023, and this is how long I've been saving it because I've been wanting to do, not Gilmore Girls, I'm sorry, Golden Girls. Oops. I've been wanting to do a Golden Girls journal for a very long time, and now that I have things from the Golden Girls experience that me and my really great friend went to in January, I'll do that. But you can also do a master board with any like leftover 12 by 12 sheets of paper. I had some that were kind of hanging on by a thread in my closet that got shut in there and not. So I'm going to start probably just with decorating the calendar, because these are normally 12 by 12 and you can cut it down to whatever you want. But what I'm going to do is just get some scraps together, and I have some scraps next to me. Hopefully it's enough. I don't know now that I'm looking if I got my pile big enough, but I have another pile behind me of a bunch of scraps because I have like 3 drawers of scraps in my closet that we need to use. So if you just want like a scrap buster, you want some motivation, you want to celebrate coming into February in like a slow, calm manner because you want February to sit down and be quiet and read the room first, I perfectly understand. This is like a good project to do that. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I have some leftovers from my last few projects that I made, and then I have a lot of scraps. So I'm just going to start probably tearing and cutting and gluing down. I have some paint here maybe to fill in some of the rough edges if I wanted to. And then I'm going to cut it down and maybe make some cards. I don't know if I want to make ATCs or if I want to make full cards. I don't know if I have card bases with me. I think I do, but I know I have them behind me also. And then we can put some collage on them. We can put some paper dolls on them. Just kind of have fun, right? So I just wanted to create for fun. And so I'm just going to start by tearing and then gluing down. And I don't necessarily know if I need to do that big of a space because I don't want to kind of pigeonhole myself into what it needs to look like. But I'm going to take the lid off of my glue. And let's see. I'm probably going to need to, oh, no, it came out just yay, because I put the lid on and it's been here all week. So thank goodness for doing myself small favors. What I like about the whole masterboard, like I'm not like a masterboard expert by any means. I rarely ever do it. But I just like the creative play with it. Like sometimes we just need to, I don't know, we just need to play, right? And I think this is a great way of doing that. And I think if we're like low motivation, we're kind of in a little creative slump, but we want to get in our crafty space and we want to create something, I think that this is perfect for that. And you're kind of it's like, you know, sitting around watching a good movie making card bases, because I'm a big card maker. You're kind of just able to do a fun, creative, mindless activity, if you will, like if that makes sense. But I have lots of scraps over here next to me from like die cutting and whatever it will be. And I'm just going to start tearing everything down and kind of I'll line up the edges, I think, first, and then kind of go from there. But what is on everyone else's agenda today? Are you guys just sitting around relaxing, being creative? I'm glad that you guys were here to join me today. My Sunday 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time seems to be working out pretty well. I know like we're all in different time zones in different areas of the world, so sometimes we're not able to all connect with each other, but that's what replays are for. That's the fun of that. And I know a lot of you have been working on Janet's Scabby Journal, which I did not join in on because I'm really busy. Like I only have 2.5, 3 classes left. I think it's 2. I have to look. I'm going down to counting the halves. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm just kind of like ready. But I think that that's fun that you guys are doing that. I think I want to be able to join that next year because I won't be in classes. I'll just be collecting my hours for licensure. So I'll just be doing like my job basically. And having a clinical supervisor. So I think that's not going to take up like all of my time like it does now. I'm on call a good decent amount of the time too because I'm a supervisor where I work. So that kind of takes up time. But for the next few weeks, I'm not on call. And one good thing about when I am on call is we do have one staff in the field on the weekends. And so I'm their backup. And as it's been proven, stuff does happen and it will mess up the trajectory of everyone thinking that they were having a good week, right? So I know with our new contract, I'll be required to maybe go answer some calls in the field, but okay, so I don't feel so bad. I guess I could join. How long do you guys have to complete the Scabby? I thought it was the whole year, but then I believe when I was on Janet's Live, I think it was only a few months. So that's where I was like, oh, I better not. I better just sit this one out. I like a lot of flowered paper. Oh, April. Okay. I like a lot of vintage flowers. I don't know if like you guys are into that, but I do. And I just like a lot of random paper. I'm probably just like a paper hoarder. My daughter would say I'm a paper hoarder. I say I'm a paper collector, right? A curator of paper projects. Those paper pads were on sale. They needed a home. They're bringing out different styles all the time. They wouldn't do that if they weren't meant to be. So I'm just kind of filling up the edges and I'll fill in the middle as I go. Like no real rhyme or reason. Nothing really needs to match for me. I don't think everything has to be matchy-matchy. And I might leave some blank spaces so then I can do the paint or paint splatters. And I think that'll just add a little bit of interest. I have some sentiments off to the side. And I just think it'll be fun because it's just going to be a little bit more random than a planned project per se. Like once we get it on a card or on our project, it'll become a little bit more planned, but the randomness of this is what I really enjoy. We've got some neutrals going on. Oh yeah, Ellen, I've got a big weakness for paper pads. Yeah. And I honestly prefer to do my crafty shopping alone for that reason. Because I will take a while and I want to feel and touch and, you know, whatever. And I do buy a good portion of my crafty necessities online, but not everything. And so I'm grateful for having some of the bigger or any crafty store next to me. I would like a little bit more of like a shop small privately owned type thing near me, but I just don't have that. I think downtown San Diego there is like a crafting thrift store where you could go give your crafty supplies to and you could shop, you know, like other people's stuff that they've donated. But that's like an hour away, and like that would be like a day trip for me, which I mean not really, but it would be, you know what I mean? So I've never been in there, I just heard of it, so I don't know, like, and I don't think they have a website. Like I might need to be down there doing something else. So thank you, Yolanda. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you stopped by. Yeah, it's nice having a Hobby Lobby close to you, isn't it? I don't really have anything that close to me where I live. I'm kind of in a, I guess it's a more rural area. It kind of, not really, like suburban rural, I guess. I live in an unincorporated town in San Diego County. So We have stores. We have a lot of small businesses around me, but nothing like creative. It's all like boutiques and gift shops and things like that. A lot of little good coffee shops around me though, so that's a lot of fun. I hope you stay warm, Yolanda. It has to be very cold up where you are. How is your weather where you guys are? Here, where I am, believe it or not, was 90 degrees yesterday. And I think it's in the 70s today. So we had summer yesterday, spring today, winter before that. You know, a frost on the rooftops the week before. It's a little bit bipolar around here, if you know what I mean. But I know that a good portion of the country has been without power, and there's been ice storms and snowstorms. How did everybody fare with that? I hope really well. Okay, I have this paper pad that my daughter bought me for Mother's Day a few years ago, and it's a plant paper pad. I love it. See, as much as she complains about my paper pad habits, she helps. She knows when I will like something that she sees, and she is very generous that way. So I'm grateful that she enables my creativity, because it really is just like a self-care. And I like taking time. Oh, a lot of ice. Yeah, where are you, Ellen? I know a lot of people, I think Tennessee is having like major power outages from what I saw on the news. Like major, like days and days and a week or more without power. Like that is atrocious. And I bumped my camera with my head. Oh, that's right, you're in New Jersey. Yeah, I think I said this before, but I lived in New York for a little bit when I was younger, and I do remember their winters. I'm originally from Washington State, where you know, talk about bipolar weather, but a lot of, you can go from flooding to snowing kind of in the same week. So when I lived in New York, I was used to the cooler weather and the more seasons, although Washingtonians will tell you that they get seasons. Don't let them lie to you, they don't. There is spring and fall up there mixed in with maybe like 3 days of winter sometimes. It's so dark, so rainy, so depressing. It really just affects everything. I don't really like it. But my family's up there. My mom is up there. My mom just retired this last week too. So I felt really bad, like when I had to, I don't know, I didn't really call my mom after what happened at work, because I needed to process it alone, because I was processing it with my team anyway. But I was like, oh, I don't want to bother her because like she just retired, right? But so she's up there. But I did end up bothering her kind of at the end of the day. Frozen over. Oh no, Christina. That sounds awful. Well, be safe. I mean, I do like a good bout of cold weather here and there. I do like seasons and things like that. You know, when it's dangerous is kind of when it becomes like scary. When you're without power, like those poor folks in Tennessee. I don't remember what area of Tennessee the news said it was. That is concerning. Because then, you know, a lot of people just aren't safe. I have a good portion of these. These came in 12 by 12s. They're Anna Griffin papers. I got from, honestly, HSN. Is that who does craft days? HSN? That's where I got it. Yeah, sometimes it's just nice to get out, right? Sometimes you just gotta get out of the house. I was out all day yesterday. Today, I'm here crafting and doing homework, cleaning up the house, getting ready for tomorrow. Yeah, so you guys be safe out there. Gosh, if you can see the ice like that doesn't seem safe, huh? That's when you need all of the salt and the city workers and stuff to help you out to make everything safe, because some people just can't stay in. Some people have to go out, first responders and you know, necessity workers. And I hate to tear this apart, but I'll do it. I made my grandson his first year of life journal, and I found a Once Upon a Time paper pack that was at Joann's. Gosh, I miss Joann's. I really loved their paper too. I do like Michael's paper, like, don't get me wrong, but Joann's, you just different, you know? They both had good qualities about them. And it was like just a big Once Upon a Time paper pack that I really liked. So we're just going to kind of cover up the calendar page. This is why I like to save calendars. I don't have, actually I do have a calendar for this year kind of sitting in front of me. And I did the calendars I have this year, I purchased at my used bookstore, and they're 2026 calendars, but they were on sale for like 26 cents at the beginning of January. So I had another one of these that I wanted to kind of incorporate. So I did purchase a few of those, and I really like those for like their artwork and simple reminders, you know. What if our power does go out, or we have something happen and my phone's not there to remind me, or I don't know, whatever. Sometimes analog is good. It, you know, keeps us focused and centered. And oh, I'm sorry, Christina, that's really hard. I was married to a piece worker too for over 20 years, and that's really hard. We owned a construction company, and it was like, if his truck didn't go out to do the job, nobody was getting paid, right? That's really hard. That's kind of when I went into like a public service type job. I always worked for the school district. I worked for the county. I retired from them, and now I do community mental health. And then I'm going to go into therapy, I think, after this. Nashville was without power. Oh, Memphis too. Oh, wow, that's a lot. That's Tennessee and Mississippi. That's too bad. I really hope those people are safe. So I have a lot of nonsense going on here. None of it makes sense, probably, but I think that we can make it make sense. And then I'm going to fill in some of the blanks with my gold paint that I have here. Let that dry. Maybe do another one of these. Cut it down. So this is just all from scraps, which is a lot of fun. I always feel so bad throwing out paper, like when I have like a big portion of paper left from a project. I don't want to throw it out, but I know, like, what am I going to do with that? So I have a scrap drawer, like most of us probably do. But then my scrap drawer piles up, and I do not necessarily always go back to it. And I should just have a plan, like go back to it once a month, or, you know, whatever, once a quarter, whatever it is. I don't know. That's how I remember things, months or quarters. But I don't always do that. Okay, so I have this. I do like this. Left over from Junk Journal January UK. And this is just a background from Be Happy that I like. And then sometimes I get full kits and I don't use the whole kit, and then I feel bad about that too. So it's nice to, you know, kind of part off the kit and use it in different ways. So everything gets used and repurposed, and let's see, okay. It looked like my phone over here was frozen, so I didn't know if it was my internet or what was going on, but I think we're all good. I have really stable internet where I am, which is ironic for, you know, living 20 to 30 minutes away from everything. But we do. Okay, so I have this, and I do not remember the brand, actually. Oh, it's Kiritaki. I have this Kiritaki gold paint that I purchased over the holidays. I really like it. And not over the holidays. Actually, Dee Dee inspired me to collage a pumpkin. I've never been like a big collager up until like this last year. I kind of dipped into it. And I ordered it on Amazon. Scrappy Saturday, Christina. I like it. Oh, yay. Show me what you do. I would be really interested in that. I should do that's a really good idea. Just to kind of, just remind you to get into everything, right? So I did do the whole collage of pumpkin thing. I did it a little bit late, but I'm glad I did because I waited to, the pumpkins were like 75% off. So instead of paying $7.99 or $8.99 like their pumpkins, their crafty pumpkins at Michael's this year seemed very expensive. So I waited, and I did at the very end of October, I collaged a pumpkin. I actually had a lot of fun with it because I start putting up my Christmas tree. You're gonna think that I'm weird. In July, because my birthday's in July. And I do that because it is a Halloween tree first, because I love Halloween. And it's just a fun holiday. I like the scary, I like the whimsy, I like it all. I don't do too scary on the tree and stuff because of my grandson, but yeah, so that's what I bought this paint for, and I think it turned out really good on the collage pumpkin. So I'm just gonna try it here and fill in a little bit of gaps and see what happens. And I have a fan brush too, so I can do like splatters if I want. I don't know. We're just kind of playing. I just wanted today to be like a free play, right? And I know I'm trying to, in my head, plan some of my design team projects and what's going to go in with that. And this is a short month, so I think it's important to not just have everything be planned, and it's just fun to do like the free flow play, if that makes sense. And I was going to try to show you guys a little snippet of the pack that I'm working on for a design team project. What I think I'm going to do next Sunday on my live, because it's a little bit Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day reminiscent, like adjacent kind of thing. So it is Valentine's Day, but it's like a little bit gothic, but not too gothic, if that makes sense. So I'm going to see if I can get this thick over here, over the numbers. But if I don't, it's not really like that big of a deal, because you can see some of the numbers here. And that's just kind of where I'm going with it. Have you guys ever done masterboards? I know they're fairly like commonplace in the crafty community. I do know that. I just don't do a whole lot of them because I tend to plan everything out, and I'm trying to get away from that too. I just need to get into some creative play, and that's more of the self-care portion of it. So I know my nose is getting a little stuffy, so I hope that's not distracting. I didn't do my nose spray this morning because I thought I probably don't need it, but I lied to myself. I probably did. So I'll have to do it this afternoon, along with my inhaler, because I'm asthmatic. So when I get sick, like I'm down. I get really sick, which is just a bummer. Here I thought I had like a simple cold a few weeks ago. That went away, and then I woke up like next to death or something. It was awful. I was like, oh, I'm really sick. So I've been like struggling since then. This tends to be an annual thing for me. I'm trying to prevent it, but just now my doctor's like, oh, maybe you could get the pneumonia shot. And I was like, oh, like, yeah, that would be nice. I didn't know that that was for me because I just thought it was for like people 55 and older. And he's like, no, because of your issues, you could get it. And I'm like, well, doc, that would have been helpful 2 years ago. Oh, journal covers. That's a good idea, Christina. Yeah. I just like, it's just fun, creative play, and let's see if I kind of filled everything in. I don't need to like overfill it in or need to make it look real uniform. I just think that this is kind of fun. Journal covers is a really good idea. See, I tend to plan all of like that, the journal and things like that, so I need to remember to dive into my creativity, and I don't need to be on my A side personality so much. Like, not everything has to be so planned, if you will. So if you haven't tried master boards, why not? Just try it. I've always been scared that it's going to come out like weird, or I don't know. I do not have water next to me, so I'm going to spritz water. Like, it'll come out not making sense, if that makes sense, you know, just like odd looking. So I'm going to, excuse me, I bumped my camera. I think I fixed my craft table shaking issue a little bit. Like, my son was over here a few times, like readjusting the desk, because the desk, it's his old desk. Because my actual crafting desk is way too big to go in this room. So, but I think I was able to fix that. So let me know if like there's any shaking aside from me bumping the camera that's bothering you. I'm going to take a sip of this. I'm going to set this aside. It's fairly dry here. I do have the fan in this room on low because it was warm earlier. So this is one of them. And I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to bring out my other calendar. And see, I really like this calendar because it comes with little pictures and stuff. So I want to cut these pictures out and use them as well. So I'm just going to cover up poor Blanche's face. I feel bad about doing that. So let's just cover up the calendar part. And then I'm going to do, I have some leftovers from a few projects that I did from Gingerbread Prince, from Sweet Pea Curiosities, another one from Gingerbread, and that's it, because I used Lottie's Magic Attic. I used all of hers. I absolutely love her stuff. Okay. So I'm going to start with this. I really love this paper. This is from Marisa at Sweet Pea Curiosities. Such a beautiful soul. She's so great. She's so talented. And she's on Amazon too. So if you don't have a printer, like, don't feel bad. I mean, I know we're talking about wanting to hoard the paper, but the printables is a pretty big deal too in the crafty community. And if you don't have a printer, there are a lot of options where you can get the physical. Same thing, just physical. Okay, let's see. Now, Christina, with your Scrappy Saturday, are you going to do that like on your channel, or you're just doing it for yourself? I think that's a great idea. I think that would really help me. Saturdays tend to be really busy, but like, it's good. Just dedicating a scrappy day or something, right? Because I tend to just keep putting in my, I put in my scrap bin more than I take out, and that can become a problem because then it's overflowing and I can't shut the closet door, and then I'm ruining other paper. So there's that. What else do you guys like to do with your leftovers or your scraps? I'm sure with the whole scabby thing, you guys have plenty of leftovers, no? let's do this down here in the corner, and then we'll have a pretty big gap. So I'll have to make one more of these, and I'll kind of gauge when this is, I'll definitely make sure to go subscribe. I thought I was subscribed to you, but I'm not sure. But I will definitely go and subscribe and watch you. I think that's fabulous. Okay, so I kind of just wanted to do a few of the edges with this, I think, because I really like this paper. And yeah, I wasn't sure, like, if you guys enjoy something like this, but I just needed, like, a palette cleanser from January going into February, especially with the week that I had. So I needed a moment to use my things and just take some creative time and create something pretty good out of these. Now I'm dropping things to the side of me. So this is the stuff I had from Gingerbread Prince. This is their Teal and Romance. I have to look. But you could find it on gingerbreadprince.com. I'm just going to use a few of these. I think this artwork is fairly well done. I don't want the white edge though, so that I am going to cut off. And if you like don't want to do the ripping, which, you know, some people don't, and if you have decorative scissors, you could do that. So that's always an idea too. You could probably put fabric on here, like, I'm just gonna tear this down right in the middle. Any lace or leftover ribbon, which we tend to have like little ribbon bits left over. I have a few ribbon cases, and sometimes I go in there and I only have a little bit left of a spool of ribbon. I'm like, why did I do that? So that would be fun for this too. And then just kind of mash everything all up. Nothing that was meant to be together is going to be together now, and we're going to make it fit. And if it doesn't fit, then it's okay. Not all art is created the same, and there's abstract art for a reason. So thank you for joining me today with this fun process. And we're just going to keep kind of going along here. I'm going to use little bits and pieces of all of my old projects and kind of just put it all together, right? I really like this. It's so pretty. I just think it's beautiful. I'll put it right up there. And we're going to see how everything's drying over there. Put it in the paper trimmer and trim it up. I'm not a big ATC gal just because I haven't been, but lately, over the past few months, like, they're fun. I think they're fun, so I think this would be fun to make a few ATCs too. Yeah, just learning. Learning. Everything in crafting is just learning, right? And I tend to learn best by trial and error. Like, yeah, I can take a workshop and take a class and learn how to do things, but practical application, like, there's no better teacher than trial and error. Let's just be honest. And then that's how we figure out if things work, if they don't work, like, you know, what do we want to do differently next time? We kind of learn from different projects. You know, it'd be a good idea is if you had lots of paper from the same paper pack, you could create like a mosaic type look where everything is very similar, but it's all kind of broken apart to make one picture. I love that blue too. I think it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love it. So I'll start putting things upside down and inside out and wrong way. It won't matter. Because in the grand scheme of things, it'll all come together. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have I double printed this to make an envelope. I never did end up making an envelope. And this was a notebook cover. I did create several ones of these. I created a notebook, which I did do a flip through, I think on my TikTok. I'm not a big know what I'm doing over there on TikTok, but I'm there. I'm there. I created a journal for a friend for Valentine's Day, just like a fun little notebook, and I thought that that was perfect. Okay, let's see. Oh, classes that provide the supplies, Christina. Yeah, and you can kind of play with it. Do you guys go to like expos, like crafty expos or scrapbook expos or anything like that? I do sometimes. The Scrapbook Expo tends to tour the West Coast, and it tours my hometown, and it tours here as well. And I do like doing that. I just haven't in the past several years because it's been like a financial thing, because it's fairly expensive, and the expo that's near me is pretty far away, so I'd have to stay in a hotel. So sometimes I just travel up to Seattle to visit family, and I do the expo with a few friends up there, and then just stay with my mom who lives down the road, which is a lot of fun. So I like doing like the make and takes, and the they have like a, you know, a crop that you can do. I do like all that. Okay, so now this is looking a little bit more florally, but we'll kind of bring in the other aspects too. I have in my stash over here the Sweet Pea Curiosity, the stuff left over from my repurposed tea box that I did the other a few weeks ago, I believe. I can't remember dates. January seems like it was its own year already. So I want to get a little bit of that sparkly paper kind of going up in here. And we're just going to keep moseying along with the creative process. And it being the first of the month, what are your creative visions for the first of the month? I really overlapped that. I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. Do you guys have like creative plans, or do you set intentions for the first of the month? A lot of bills are due at the first of the month, which March is going to come, you know, with a snap of a finger, and we're going to be like, wait, weren't we just celebrating the first of that month? And that's kind of just how the year tends to go from here once January is done, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Now I'm going to pull, I think, from a different paper pack. I kind of like to have these clipped together just so I know. Okay, so I did want to pull from Sweet Pea Curiosities because I had this. I really like this. I have the glitter paper that you can print on, the printable glitter paper, which I glue all over my hands now, so excuse that. But I got that from Walmart, and now I can't find them at Walmart anymore, but they do have them on Walmart.com, so that's where I buy it. And it's like 12 sheets or whatever. It is $10, I think. I'm gonna save that because this can be printed on, it could be stamped on. I love this. Oh yeah, classes are expensive when you go to the I did notice that at the, I really like that picture. I really like the pictures. I'm like, I don't want to, because I think these would be good for cards. I'll do this one. I like this one. Kind of because we've got multiple people just aghast at what's going on the screen, right? Watching a scary movie. So. And then with YouTube, it's hard sometimes to justify the cost of taking a lot of these classes because you can learn a lot of techniques off of YouTube. So, and that's free for us. And then we connect with each other. I've met so many great people in this crafty community through YouTube, through other people's lives, through my Instagram. You know, I've met a lot of wonderful designers that I otherwise wouldn't have probably had access to. So, I mean, that's good for us as the consumer, but sometimes it doesn't compare to going and creating, right, with people. Okay, I'm gonna see. This over here is almost dry, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause over here and cut up the first one that I did. Okay, so this kind of, here we are with this. And this really quick though, I've had this sitting on my desk for like months and months. I don't know why. No, I didn't glue all of it. That's one thing with this glitter paper, you do kind of have to glue. I glue everywhere. You have to use a little bit more glue so it'll stick down because it's a little bit of a thicker paper. And if like you had a press tool or something, to get it to stick down, that would help a little bit too. I have one off to the side anyway, which I rarely use. But I've had this just sitting on my desk, and I keep moving it every time like I come here to do something. I don't know why. I think I used it during Halloween or during June-tober. A lot of fun activities coming up in the crafty community. That's really great. I know Lottie's going to be doing something in March, so I'm excited about that. And I just finished Junk Journal January UK, which was fun. I met a lot of people from across the pond. And that's how I got involved with Be Happy Stationery, so that's fun. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. And then I'm going to start creating with the other masterboard that we created. I have a 5x7 card base next to me. I have A2s behind me. I could do an ATC. Like, let's just see kind of what we come up with. And my mess beside me will just have to be my mess beside me. Let's put the sheath on that so we don't forget. I'm just going to set this off to the side. I'm going to bring her back out because she's completely dry, I think. Yeah. That's a little bit, it feels cold, but it doesn't feel wet. Okay, so we're going to see how that cuts down. If that cold spot is a wet spot, we'll carry on. But let me get out my paper trimmer. And I think to start, I will, let's see, I have this. Actually, let me go get my A2 card bases. Okay, I have some A2 card bases. I have a 5x7 in front of me. If I want to do an ATC or two, we can do that. I have some playing cards. We could decorate a playing card for an ATC. Lots of stuff we could do. And as Christina said, she uses this. She just creates masterboards, which is a great idea to do journal covers with. I think that that's fabulous. Gotta get resituated over here. Okay, so we want to do, let's do a 5x7 first, just because I do want to have space for a 5x7. And I know I'm still learning this, my paper trimmer. It's new. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that down. This should be right at the 7 mark. I think. We'll see. We'll see. And then we'll do 5. It's easier over here because the indents. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit thicker. So I have my 5x7 card base. And see, I'm just over just like a tad, right? And that's probably because my 7 is right there, I think. There's like 2 marks right there by it, so 2 marks right by it. Okay, so I'm just gonna make this part of the master board the background. Now I'm gonna get out some of my ephemera, and we're going to decide, hey, Empty Nest, how are you? I'm glad you're here. We are going to decide how we want to zhuzh it up, right? Because there's like no real rhyme or reason, but I have a whole bunch of ephemera that we could play with. Okay, so that's going to be a 5x7. Let's do a fun A2. Let's do 5.5. I'm going to do the 5.5 one first. It's funny because there's lots of different measurements on this. And I'm just kind of learning what they are. I'm glad you found me too. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. I'm just kind of celebrating February with some master boards. And we created one. Now I'm cutting it down and we're going to make some cards out of it. Maybe a ATC or 2. So then we have that. This looks like to me I'll go that way because of the writing. So that's just how I'm going to have it. And then we're going to have fun little strips, and these will be for journals. So that's very exciting, I think, to have left over. Not going to go in my scrap drawer. I'm going to leave it sitting out because if I put it in my scrap drawer, and this might be a little bit too short. I'm just adding to the problem. The point was to take away from the scrap drawer and not add to it. So this is what we're doing. And this could be for the inside of the card too, right? And see how none of this, any of this paper, none of it went together. None of it went together. It just makes a little bit more sense. It's a little bit fun. Okay, so I'm gonna put that away. Put that behind me, put these scraps off to the side. I have a whole card front or whatever I want to do with this one out of this master board. So this is going to be a lot of fun, I believe. I'm just going to glue the backgrounds on and then decorate the card, which a lot of people do the card fronts and then glue it down, but sometimes I'm a little bit opposite. I just want to know how everything's going to fit on the card, if anything's going to be hanging off, whatever. So I like to get the edge of the card glued first. Oh, that's upside down. See, because there's writing on it because I had the fairy tale paper pack in there when I made that for my grandson, which I have it over here. I'll have to show you guys before I leave today because I've talked about it a few times. And I thought Mom and Dad were going to put his pictures in it, and they brought it back to me and there was no pictures in it. They're like, oh, we thought you would want to decorate it. So I thought, well, let me kind of show it off before I put all of his pictures in it, because then after that I won't want to show everybody. They won't appreciate that. Okay, so let's do this. So this really justifies, I love buying calendars. I don't know why, I just do, of like pop culture calendars, arts, TV shows, like whatever. So this really like justifies me buying that calendar. I like to buy calendars. And then I don't always use them. I do for like my creative endeavors because I have one right by me here. I used to have a separate calendar for like when bills were due because that's not the fun calendar. We don't want like fun mixed in with that. And then I would just have like a fun calendar of like creative stuff and vacation days planned out, whatever, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put this up here similar because I want to make sure that it's all glued down because these are pretty thick because this isn't just regular cardstock. This is like a commercial calendar. So I'm bumping my camera, my apologies. I hope my table hasn't been as wobbly today. I did just see myself wobble because I bumped my head into the camera, but I really hope that I was able to fix that issue because I know it bothered some people. And the people that it bothered haven't been back, so I apologize about that. But that's okay. That's okay. We all join where we will. I'm glad you guys are here today, though. Glad you guys are taking time out on your Sunday afternoon, because now it's noon for me, so now it's officially Sunday afternoon for everyone. And I just have, I think, 2 or 3 more slides to do on my PowerPoint presentation for school. Turn that in later today. Gotta mop my floors. Gotta do some laundry, which I started yesterday, so that was nice. Okay, now is the fun part. Now we can get out some of the fun stuff, I think. I have so much ephemera, or we could decorate pockets as well. I have these pockets that I like to do for journals. Who else is like a ephemera hoarder? Like, I know it's not just me, right? Let's get some paper dolls. I want to start with some paper dolls. Let's see. Oh, Empty Nest. I'm on the last part of my master's degree for clinical counseling. So I'm a mental health. I'm a clinical supervisor right now for a community mental health agency in San Diego County, California. And I wanted a little bit more freedom within my position, and this is my second career, so I wanted not everything to be so stressful and hard all the time. So I opted for licensed professional clinical counselor rather than Masters of Social Work or LCSW. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be a professional clinical counselor, so I'll be able to do therapy. I'm really big into art therapy now. And I think that that has a lot of value in cognitive behavior therapy. I think it's really powerful with dialectical behavior therapy, things like that. So I have a lot of these pictures I got from thrift stores when I was visiting my mom up in Washington State. And I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. Okay, so let's start there. And let's put this off to the side. And now I'm dropping everything. Okay, and some of these ephemera pieces that Tim Holtz gives you are pretty big. So I like that. This is a foiling ephemera piece. I just foiled this. This is Crafty Critter Oil Slick Foil. Absolutely love them. Okay, here we go. My idea was some paper dolls, like this one. I can see some paper dolls on her. Oh, an LMSW, so that's probably the same thing in California as the LCSW. So LCSW here is licensed clinical social worker. Is yours licensed master's social worker? Where are you? Yeah, I opted for the more therapeutic route because this is my second career. I retired. Actually, I was a probation officer. I did juvenile. So I see the value in counseling and healing family systems, and I did not want to do licensed marriage therapy. Wow, good for you. 40 years. Thank you. I think that's so important what you do. I didn't want to do licensed marriage family therapy, just I didn't. So she does not look happy on her wedding day, does she? These paper dolls crack me up. She might fit in there because of the black. I really like her though. Like, she needs to go somewhere. That is funny. But I really like her black dress and stuff. I think that would look really good with the, or her too, because she's a little bit smaller. She takes up a little bit less space. I can ground her just as well. Probably I could ground her on something. I have, let's see. I try not to get too technical, but I can't help it sometimes. Like there we go. I think I can ground her on this, and that would be like where she is. And then we started this one while we were waiting for what we're creating right now to dry. So this one I'll finish up over the next few days probably, and then post those on my Instagram. I'm really trying to remember to post here on YouTube, because you can do posts on YouTube as well. YouTube is a newer adventure for me. So I tend to post everything on Instagram. And I forget. Oh, like I could have posted that project on YouTube because I did a video about it. Like, oh. Okay, so I'm going to put her right there. And she's just going to kind of be, I don't know. It's a little bit more finished to me. What do you guys think? Or I could do her without and just put her at the bottom. For some reason, I always need somebody to be like a little bit grounded. So to me, it looks like she's floating. That's just me, I think, though, too. So I want to look through a little bit more of these. She doesn't look happy either. But see, she's really tall. I like the girl because she takes up less space on the. So we have it this way, or we have it this way, and I can just kind of put her there. Because if I end up putting her down there, it's the same thing. Like, she's kind of floating, don't you think? So we'll see. But that could look like the road or something, like she's standing on, and we could do some fun little stuff. License map. Okay, yeah. It's the same thing then. New York. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's funny, I think New York and California, you can be licensed in other states because of the education, but other states you can't. Don't do that. I looked into that. Okay, so I'm going to put these guys back in here. Yeah, I'm not in private practice either. I kind of do want to be, though, I think, because this will be, I want this for longevity, but right now, let's see. And right now it is necessary for all of us to kind of be licensed because of all the county contracts coming down. Okay. I think this is how I'm going to put her. So I'm going to glue her down. Speak now or forever hold your peace if you don't like her the way I had her. I like other ideas. Hey, View, how are you? And I'm just going to glue all this down. We're celebrating February with some master boards. We're doing like a palette cleanser. Is this how I had it? Yeah. Because January's been rough. And I think we just need like a palette cleanser and maybe some ideas going into February, right? Yes, happy February. How exciting. Never been so excited to see a new month ever. Okay, so I have her down there, and then I'm going to put her, and she's not necessarily in the middle, but I'm okay with that too. And then I'm going to put things around her. Yeah, well, here it's the same thing. I think it's collecting your hours and then passing the exam. I think that's fabulous that you're licensed. Okay. So we could do some snark. It's big talk, right? Snarky big talk. If you don't like snark, I apologize. If you ever need a slightly distracted, unsympathetic friend, I am here for you. Some days that is me. I am multitasking. I can listen, ignore, and forget at the same time. That's a little bit funny. Yeah, I love snark too. Okay. Everyone was thinking it. I just said it. Okay, a lot of my supervisees say this about me, and I'm not doing it in like a mean way, but common sense like takes a leap sometimes. But this is definitely me. It's perimenopause. That's all I'm like, it's perimenopause. That's what it is. I kind of, let's see, that might be a little bit too big. Everyone said it. I was just thinking it, and that's kind of what I'm thinking with her. Or I could put, let's see. Let me see. Just like kind of put her up here and then put like some things down there. Now I'm gluing this. Yes, it's a sticker, but the stick isn't like really sticky, and I won't use, like I probably won't use this right away. She does look like she would mean it. She's like my friend. She's my friend. So we're gonna put her right there to where she's just standing in there. I could sit her up too, which might be a lot of fun, and so not everything's just so flat. I got these, you know where? I got these at, on Amazon, I think. I got these at Hobby Lobby. I love those stickers. Love the stickers. Okay. Let's see if we can have a few more things. I have so much ephemera next to me. I don't need to be just out of one. You know, I don't know. Let's do something a little bit more funky maybe. This is one of my Hobby Lobby finds over here. Get some of the smaller bits out. I'm gonna have a big ephemera mess. This has plants on it. I don't think we need that. I think I want it to be a little bit more random than that. Just because why not? This is all like Paris. A race car, like that would be cute. Kind of random, but cute, right? I don't know. But now she looks like she's gonna get hit by the race car. That's weird. Let's see. This might not be the pack that I want. Oh, this is fun. This, I could have made this a pocket, really. Right? Now I'm completely covering that up, but I think, and then I'm going to put her up here. That's what I think I'm going to do. I think I like that. I think that's really cute. Okay, so let's glue this down. I could, what I'm going to do is a little, piece of ephemera, like a little gem or something. I have a little black gem or something that would be cute with that. And then we're going to pop her up because girlfriend means what she says, and she says what she means, and we like it. I like it. Okay. And let's use my scissors that I use for all my sticky stuff. Just gonna cut off a big piece and put her right down here. And I'm probably not gonna prop her feet up. I don't know, I'll have to see because that's a really small area. Maybe too big for her head. this down, which then I could use it for the feet. Right. I have this. Actually, let's cut that in half and that can be on their feet. Okay. There we go. And now she'll just all be propped up, so she'll be kind of like the star of the show. And then our masterboard really came to use with some cards, right? Okay. This is pretty sticky, so I don't think I need to put glue on it, but I might. I just don't have anybody I'm sending a card to right now, so this might seem a little redundant, but I don't want it to... I'm not humid where I live by any means. So she probably won't come undone, but there we go. There's that card, and I have a little... just a little strip that we can put on the inside, kind of wherever we want, on the side over here. That's what we'll do. So we are using up all of our little bits and pieces. Oh, I'm stuck to. And then we can write whatever sentiment we want on the inside. I don't tend to do the inside of cards until like I know where it's going and it has a purpose, because this could really be for anything. Oh, and I want to put a... let me roll over here. Okay, I have little gems I could do. I could do a gold gem or just like a clear gem is what I was thinking, because I don't really want to do a flower. Let's see. I might have used all my clear gems, to be honest with you. And in that case, I would need to buy more. There's a clear gem. It's kind of big though. I kind of wanted something a little bit smaller. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I don't get everything out right away because I don't know what I'm going to be using, and then we don't need to be making a bigger mess. Oops, my glue. There we go. Okay, and we'll just get a small little gem out. And put her right here. I love clear gems too, Auntie. I do. I bought these when I was at Michael's, just on the, you know, as you're exiting. And I was like, where's the clear ones? I'm digging through there. They didn't have any clear ones. So there's the first card. Everyone was thinking it. I just said it. My gluey hands are getting all over the place. So there's that. Let me put some of this aside. Let's see what other paper dolls maybe we could do. A picture or a paper doll. These need to go back home, I think. These aren't going to fit in what I'm doing. Let's try to get as much as we can up. I can create these. It's been great spending some time with you guys this Sunday afternoon. I really needed like a creative space after my week. So thank you for spending it with me. I'm going to take a sip of my LaCroix off to the side. My throat is getting a little bit dry. Okay, so we have the first one down. And then that'll basically be the whole master board will basically be created with, that we created, except for I have these little bits and pieces. So I could have done like another card. I could do like a pocket and a journal, like whatever, you know. This could be a tip out in a journal, even in my Golden Girls journal if I wanted it to be. Okay, so I like the idea of using the pictures. That's really pretty. And sometimes it says on the back like where they'll be from, right? Like this would be cute, I think. Then that covers up that whole thing in the middle. Yeah, I had a tragedy at work, and so I've been trying to process through that, and it's not any one of my clients, it's something that they went through, so it's hard to be first sometimes. And then when I don't get the support that I need, that's hard. But I provide the support that others need, so I think that that's important. So I might trim this down and put this here. This is really pretty. If you can see, I'm like kind of not paying attention if you can see or not, which is a nice. I feel like this is 1987. I like going to the estate sales or the thrift stores and getting a lot of these is really pretty. Getting a lot of different pictures. But it's sad that like, oh, I'm buying like somebody's family members' pictures, right? I think that's sad. But this is in Stockholm, 1987. This was really pretty, I think, for a Christmas card. But at least, you know, they get good use. I don't think I want to do this on here. I was just thinking of a bigger, like it could be a bigger picture. Okay. I think I can cut this down. I thought this would be fun on the front of it, but if I trim it down, I could probably trim this down a little bit, and then we could put a fun little sentiment there. And or she's fun, right? I like this one, I think, a little bit better because of the sunset and the gold. But I think she would be fun on a card, too. I think these two are a lot of fun. They could be there if they wanted. So there's that. Okay, so I am going to trim that down a little bit. Let me get my trimmer. And I'm going to put her off to the side because she means what she says. So just to remind us of that, sitting over there off to the side. Okay. And I'm just going to trim just a tiny bit down. Just so we can get a little bit more of the masterboard in there. It can be, right? Okay, so this is just going to be covered up. That is going to be what that's going to be. I just thought that that would be a little bit more fun to show a little bit more of that gold in there, maybe. Okay. Have you guys ever used real pictures in your card making? I bought like a few bags of these at the antique store when I was there visiting my mom a few years ago. And I've used them a lot. I like them. So I'm going to put that there. I feel like I want to mat it on something, but I don't know because I feel like the gold's kind of a matte, so that's fun too. Maybe I don't need to mat it. Let's see. What do we want to put? I have all these stamps. Oh, the saying. I want a saying. So I'm going for the non-snark now. And this is just Clippings sticker book. This I did get at Hobby Lobby. More brightly shine. The most beautiful thing. That's fun. See, there's writing up here too, so I don't know how. That shine and sparkle. By the light of the moon. Friendship. The summer sun shines. That would be a good one, right? I do like that. Bamboozled. That's fun. Thinking of earlier days, the summer sun shines. I kind of like that. And I'm thinking I could put it like that and that. So let's glue the picture down. And this can just be like a reflective, meaningful card if that's what we want to do. All of this out of scraps. I'm so excited. My closet door and my scrap drawer is going to be so proud. So now I won't have to fight with everything when I open and close that. and get wrinkled papers. You don't have to do like a like a calendar like I did. Like if you don't have like leftover 12 by 12 calendars and stuff, if you have like scraps of, I hope that's straight. I mean, knowing me, it's probably not. But if you have scraps of, I think that's fun to put it down there. If you just have scraps of 12 by 12 papers that are bent or kind of cut down to not like a full 12 by 12 or something you're not going to use, you could do a masterboard out of that too. Okay, and I'm just kind of putting these up here. I'm trying to see it at the same time, but I don't want to bump my head in the camera, so sorry. Okay. So we have those two. I could have put like little photo corners on it. I could have really zhuzhed it up a lot more, but I think keeping it simple, I like that. So if you guys have hung out with me this long, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I know I'll see most of you around this week in some of the other lives, or I'll see you on your channel, or I'm just gonna put this off to the side now. There we go. Okay, let's create a 5 by 7. She's fun. I do like her. I like her. She's fun. This is where maybe some of this could come in handy. I have so much over here. There is just so much. I don't know, that might look a little odd right there. I don't know about that. That kind of looks a little odd. I just thought that that would be fun because it's like a traveling. Oh, that's a little weird. Okay. Okay. Sometimes you just sit here and sometimes go through your ephemera and just like, hey. I think this would work. Maybe that wouldn't work. There's a lot in here. There's a lot of big pieces too. We don't need any creepy crawlies, but that is fun too. You know, Ideology really knows how to do the creep factor. I like it. This is fun. This could be a whole card base. I was just trying to see maybe. That might be fun a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to cover too much of that up. Okay, so let's see. I don't know. Let's look and see if there's like other like travel-y stuff. Because she's in Stockholm, so she was traveling. Or maybe she lives there. I don't know. But I purchased this in the Pacific Northwest antique store, so I'm going to guess she was traveling. Okay. That could go on the back. I do like this, but I just think it's like misplaced. Ooh, that's really cool. I have the moon stencil. You could use these as stencils too. I'm kind of an ephemeral hoarder, I suppose we could say. I suppose we could say that. Okay, let me put this here and see. I just thought that this would be fun to kind of put in the middle. It's just kind of fun to, oops, where does it fit? Who knows? This might be too big, actually. This. I don't know. What do you guys think? I did not bring anything out from here either, which I could do. This is more of a traveling one. And that might be a little bit more fun too. Okay, so that's idea 1, right? So we'll just kind of keep that as idea 1. That could be 1. I like it. It's a little bit dark like the picture. The exposure in the picture is a little bit dark, right? Could do something like, see, I don't want to cover up too much of the gold because I really do like the gold. That's why I did it. We could do something fun like that. Like make like a little, a cluster. I was going to say collage, but I was like, no, that's not where I'm going with it. That's wrong. That's not where I was going with that. So we can do something fun like that. Or just put these behind and make her like, make her in the statue, the star in the show. It is interesting. It's just kind of different, I think. But it gives me an excuse to use the ephemera that we have going on too. This is a fun one. Oops. I kind of like this color scheme a little bit better than that. I don't know. I could just do it and not do it on a diagonal at all, too. I could do that. We could do that. What do you think of that? I mean, my process isn't always everybody's cup of tea. I get it. Oops, now I'm still dropping things over here. What did I drop? What did I drop? A whole European thing. But I don't want to square it up too much, I don't think. Yeah? So this is option 2. We have option 2 or option 1, and option 1 was me using these 2 things on it. Which I think these 2, this option 1, I think is a little bit dark. Because that exposure is a little bit dark too, just because the picture is older. So I think I'm going to go for option 2, and I think I'm just going to glue everything down. So let's hope we can get it to stay where we want it, and hopefully I can remember. Also, if you're doing like a fun little collage-y, it's like a collage on a collage, basically, because we have a masterboard and now we have this, so it's like very abstract is what we have going on. You could also, like if you have a phone and you're doing this, you could take a picture of it and then take everything off, and then everything goes down in the place where you intended. Because I tend to... I tend to be wrong in my placement sometimes, so that's okay. And so then when I put it back down, everything looks a little bit wonky or just like off-centered. That's okay. That's why I like the wet glue. It gives me a few moments to, there we go. I could pop it up again like I did her. I don't necessarily. I think I'm just going to glue everything down though. That's what I'm going to do. And then that is a successful creative session. What do you guys say? It could go down like this. There we go. I hope that's straight because I did not check. All right. So I'm shaking a little bit, I did see. Hopefully my shaking has gone down a little bit though. I put stuff behind my desk. Okay. So we have quite the mess now, but that's okay. That's okay. If you guys watch, is it Pam, the Ginger Cat Lady, on Sunday night? Is she with Curiously Michelle, where they clean their desk on Sunday nights? You have that opportunity to do that too. I've watched them the last few Sunday nights, and I'm not cleaning my desk. I'm sitting here crafting, watching them clean their desk. But that's all right too. Okay. I really don't know where the package to that went, so I'm going to have to find it after I'm done with this and set it aside. So I still have plenty left over from this 12 by 12 masterboard. Oops. My goodness. These are very strong magnets. Okay. I made 3 cards, 1 5x7, 2 A2. Everyone was thinking it. I just said it. My motto, definitely me. Thinking of earlier days, the summer shines. I like this. I didn't really put anything on the inside, which I kind of could because I want to play up, I think, a little bit more on the gold. So I think it would be good. I could actually use this as a pocket is what I'm going to do. Hold on. This is where I'm going to need to get out my handy dandy pencil. Cut that there. Use this as a pocket because we could put a gift card in here. We could slide a note in here, a little treat. Oh, I kind of cut that too short, but it's okay. No worries. I'm just going to put my finger over where I don't want the glue. I'm just going to glue down here. I hope you guys enjoyed this today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My goal is to, right now, to maintain the Sunday lives, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to do that for the foreseeable future because my schedule isn't going to be changing anytime soon. See, we have this little, and now we have a fun pocket. And remember, this is a thick pocket, so... But we have that. You could stick something in there, like you want to stick like, you know, a tea bag or a note or a gift card or whatever. I want to get to 500 subscribers, and then I want to be able to do like a giveaway because I think that would be fun. Because, man, I've got a lot here. And who doesn't love to win stuff and get happy mail? I do. These don't really match, but I don't know if that matters either. But now I'm getting kind of wonky. I don't know. We may not decorate the inside of that one. I could cut that down, but it's okay. I think I'm just going to leave that one there. Okay, so we have everyone was thinking it. I just said it. I already reviewed that. But anyway, thinking of earlier days, the summer shines. We've got the pocket. We've got her traveling to Stockholm with a statue. And then we could write whatever we want in here. I actually kind of have an idea for in there because I think I just put it away. Oh, maybe not. I was thinking, I know this pack, this is like a traveling pack. It has like a lot of big images, and I thought that would be fun to put in here. Like, this is fun. This is really fun, actually. Honestly, we could make this like a little tip out. But because this is a 5x7, I could put it here too. Trying to see which way it goes. I could make this like another little pocket. I love the pockets. I do. This would be cute, but I think this is, oh, here I'm like, I think it's all too big. So I have this one or I have this one is what I was thinking. I never get to use these bigger pieces in the ephemera packs. But whenever I get a chance and I remember, I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do. I think maybe this would be cute. I think it would be cute as like a tip out, though, to be honest, in the card. I don't know. I just think it would be cute to be that way. But it would also be cute here too. What do we think? I can't make a decision. We could do both and it's like a little journal, right? Honestly, we could, because then we could put like pictures of our traveling and I don't know. Or if we know somebody that's going traveling. I'm going to do both. I'm doing both. I made the decision. I'm going to do a pocket here. Maybe we know somebody that's going to go traveling. We want to get them a little gift card. Or we went traveling and we want to send a card to our friends and family. And I'm just going to make this a pocket as well, rather than a tip out and a card. You can make 5x7s into journals as well. I think I've done that. I don't know if I've done that on my channel, but I know I've done it before. And that might be a fun project to do too. And that's also a really fun project to do with scraps. There we go. Okay. And then don't forget your personalized stamp on the back, which that'll be the last thing that I do before I start knocking everything over. I have a personalized stamp, and let me get some ink. I have my VersaFine. I hope you guys had a lot of fun today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. I hope you're staying warm. I hope you are staying safe wherever you are. I have glue everywhere now. I'm going to try not to make a mess of my stamp, which I tend to never succeed with, but it's an original creation made just for you by So Much Glitter. And we didn't just do the white card bases. We did like a craft card base too. I like to make card bases in bulk. And I like to do a lot of different colors. And sometimes it's just easy to wait till you make the card, till you know what the theme and color palette is too, before you make the card base. But I moved about, oh yeah, I moved it. Oops, I moved it. Got a little bit of a shadow there. That is okay. So now we're gonna open up the inside of this one. And we have a pocket and another pocket. So we have plenty of room for any journaling space. Hope you guys have a fabulous day. I hope you practice in some self-care. I hope we have a great month ahead of us. I am putting that out into February for us all. And I will see you guys next Sunday. Thank you for joining me, you guys. Stay crafty. Don't forget self-care. And, you know, if you need to know what Moira Rose would say, then don't let anybody get you down, right? Okay, I'm going to try to turn this off gracefully. Bye, guys.